Hi and welcome. Today we are going to do a morning flow for opening up tight shoulders. So we're going to get started standing. So walk to the top of your mat with me. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take a big inhale, sweep those arms overhead, really actively reach those arms, and then exhale them through heart center. 2 more times. Big inhale, reach those arms. 1 more time. We're going to come to our mountain pose, so arms are long, feet are about fist distance apart. And we're reaching those arms. We're opening up through our palms. Our shoulders are away from our ears, while our ears rest over our shoulders. Gaze is forward. 2 more breaths here. And then sweep those arms overhead. And then with an exhale, we swan dive down to our forward fold. We're going to grab opposite elbows with opposite hands, bend those knees, and we're going to rock side to side. So again, let those arms be heavy. Let the head be heavy. Come back to center. You're going to plant your hands and just step back into your plank. Once you're in your plank, you're going to lower yourself all the way down. We're going to bring our arms out to a T. Thumbs are up. So my arms are at a T. They're in line with my shoulder. Big inhale here, exhale. I'm going to press those arms behind me and lower them back down. 2 more times. Press and release. 1 more time. Press and release. And then from here, we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders, elbows tuck in, and you're going to press yourself away into your cobra. Drop those shoulders down. And then lower yourself back down. You're going to tuck your toes, come to your knees. Once you're on your knees or you're in tabletop, you're going to walk those hands in front of you, and you're going to walk them very far away from you, and then you're going to drop just your chest to the mat. You should feel this in your shoulders. You're reaching those arms long, opening up your fingers wide and pressing all 10 fingers into the mat. And your gaze can be forward. We're in our puppy dog, and you can even press into those hips more and stretch out those shoulders. 2 more breaths. And then bring those hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes and press up and back into downward dog. Pressing your chest closer to your thighs. Opening all 10 fingers and pressing them into the mat. Bring that right leg high. Look at your hands and bring it all the way through for a low lunge. Drop that back knee. Left hand plants, right arm lifts up. Plant that right hand outside of your left foot. Left hand comes up. Plant that hand. Tuck your back toes. Step that left leg back. We're in our plank and we're lowering all the way back down. Once we're all the way back down, we're going to bring those arms out to a T again. My neck is long and my nose is what touches the mat. Inhale here. Exhale. Press those thumbs up to the ceiling. And release. 2 more times. Press and release. 1 more time. Press and release. Bring those hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press yourself into plank and back into downward dog. Lift that left leg high. Look at your hands. Bring it all the way through. We come to low lunge. Once we're there, that right hand plants and that left arm reaches up. If you're actively reaching that left arm and actively pressing the floor away with your right, you should feel that openness through your shoulders. And we switch. That left hand comes down and that right arm comes up again. We're active in our arms. And then we'll come back down. This time our left knee meets our right knee. We're coming to our child's pose. So open up those knees wide. Big toes touch. Sit your hips back. And we're dropping onto our elbows. Bring your forehead to the mat and hands come behind you. Two more breaths here. And then plant your hands, slide them by your head, press yourself up to tabletop, and then bring your knees in back through center. We're going to come back to our puppy dog. So again, we walk those arms far away from us, and I open my fingers wide and plant all 10 fingers on the mat. I press my hips back to start the movement of pressing my chest to the ground and my gaze looks up. 3 breaths here. And then you can slide those hands by your head, press yourselves up. Tuck those toes and press up and back into downward dog. Lift your right leg up. Bring it all the way forward to our high lunge. We'll sweep those arms up. And then once we're here with our arms overhead, we're going to open them wide. And then right forearm to right thigh. And then again, we're reaching that arm, that left arm. And if we reach it, we should feel that stretch in our left arm. One more breath here. And then we're going to turn our chest down to the mat. Drop our hands to either side of our front foot. Step back into plank. And we're going to lower all the way down. This time our shoulder stretch. We're going to bring our arms overhead. The left arm is going to slide underneath the right to go to the right hand side of the mat. So left arm, right side of the mat. Right arm covers on top to the left side. And we're actively reaching our arms, and we can just drop our chin to our top arm. We'll take 3 breaths here. One more breath. And then this right arm is going to come underneath the left, reaching for the left side of the mat. And then we can uncross our arms, slide them back down by our chest underneath our shoulders. Tuck our toes. Press up into plank and back into downward dog. Once we're in our downward dog, we'll lift that left leg high. Look at your hands. Bring that left leg all the way through, coming to our high lunge. Sweep those arms overhead. And then open them wide. Left forearm to left. Thigh, right arm reaches. We're actively reaching again because we're trying to open up those shoulders. And then we turn our chest down, plant our hands to either side of our front foot, and this time we're going to step our knee back and then drop our knee so we're in our tabletop. We're going to come to dolphin pose. So this is really going to open up our arms all the more. So we drop to our forearms. Our elbows are underneath our shoulders and we're actively pressing away. Fingers are open wide, pressing fingertips into the mat. Drop your head so that's in between your arms. Your head should be lifted away from the mat. Big inhale here, tuck those toes. Exhale, press yourself up. And we're going to get a bit more active here by pressing our chest closer to our thighs here. Two more breaths. And drop yourself down. Open up those knees wide, big toes touch, sit your hips back. And this time we're going to tent our fingers. So we're on the tips of our fingers are open wide, and we drop our forehead to the mat. Plant your hands, slide them by your head, press up to all fours, bring those knees through center. Tuck your toes, come into your downward dog, look at your hands and hop or step forward. Once you're in that forward fold, big inhale here, exhale, arms come to a T flat back, root to rise. Bring those hands through heart center. At the top of our mat, we'll find that mountain pose. So feet are fist distance apart. Stand up nice and tall, palms face forward, and we're actively reaching those arms down. And then with active arms, we inhale and reach those arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Take 5 breaths here. Halfway lift. One more time, forward fold. And then plant your hands and hop or step back into plank. And then lower yourself all the way down. Bring your arms to a T. One last time. We're here for 3. My neck is long and my nose is touching the mat. I have a fist, making a fist, but my thumb is out. It's up. Big inhale here. Exhale, press up and pause. And then lower 2 more times. Press up and pause, and then lower one more time, and lower. We'll bring those hands underneath our shoulders, tuck our toes, pressing ourselves up to all fours. We're going to do thread the needle because it wouldn't feel complete as a shoulder flow if we didn't do that. So we're going to start with our right arm. We're actually going to rotate that arm back for 2. And then we'll rotate it forward for 2. And then we'll lift that right arm up, and we're diving it all the way through to the left side of the mat. We land on our right shoulder in our ear. Our hips are active, and that left arm can come long over the mat. All 5 fingers press into the mat. Slide that left hand by your head, press yourself up. Bring that right hand underneath your right shoulder. Next, we come to our left hand side. That left arm comes up high, and we're circling backwards for 2. And then we go forward for 2. And then we dive that left arm all the way through, coming onto our left shoulder and our left ear, and then that right arm just slides on the mat to the top of it. Palm faces down and fingers are wide as we press into the mat. Slide that right hand down by your head. Press yourself up to all fours. We're going to find our child pose one last time. Knees as wide as the mat, big toes touch. Sit your hips backwards. And then this time we're going to drop to our elbows here. Forehead plants and our hands come together in prayer pose behind our head. My thumb ideally should be trying to reach for that upper portion of my back. And then hands plant, slide them by your head and press yourselves up. We'll come up nice and tall, come to our left hip and swing those legs around. Once we're there, we can lower ourselves all the way down. We'll bring those knees into our chest. Take 2 breaths here. And then that left leg can reach high. That right leg is coming long. With those head and shoulders off the mat, grab for your shin. If you can reach it, try to keep that leg nice and straight. We want our hip, knees, and ankles all in line with each other. And then we can lower our head and shoulders down as we let that left leg fall over to the right hand side. And our gaze is over that left arm. Press that left shoulder into the mat. Bring that left leg back to center. Bring that knee into your chest. Interlace your hands on the outside of that left leg. And release that left leg long on the mat. And now we bring that right leg up high. We lift our head and shoulders off the mat and grab that shin. And then let that left leg fall over. That right leg fall over to the left side. Right arm is long and gazes at that right arm. And then bring that knee back to center. Interlace your hands around that knee and pull it into your chest. And release. Bring both those legs long. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Closing your eyes and focusing inward. Let's take 5 rounds of breath here. Then you start to bend your knees and plant your feet. Roll onto your side and then press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please hit like and please give me a please hit like, which is a thumbs up, and then subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it so much, and I will see you again soon. Thanks so much.